Hello and welcome. This is your Funky Wonky. Let's play Fallout New Vegas DLC Old World Blues Blind, episode 52. In this one, we're going to talk with our own brain.
Well, well, look who finally dragged themselves in out of the wasteland. And where have we been, Crawling through pits of radioactive muck again?
Yeah, why does my brain sound so masculine?
Ah, well, as to that, you'd be surprised how hard a feminine-sounding voice modulator is to find in the Forbidden Zone. It's not as though brain-sustaining life support tanks grow on trees. I had to take what I could get.
So really, you're my brain.
Ah, lovely. Figured that out, have we? Would you like a cookie?
There's no need to be sarcastic. Meeting your own brain is a slightly odd event.
Yes, well, believe me, the opposite is equally true. Good Lord, have you bathed at all since they pulled me out of you?
I haven't bathed since the game started. Well, yes, because running around a crater full of bizarre science experiments, hygiene is top priority.
Well, I see sarcasm hasn't eluded you. Fine, perhaps now isn't the best time, but it's the principle of the thing.
Why are you such a dick?
Well, that's a fine how do you do. Me, a, quote, dick, unquote. As if I'm the one responsible for the way you carry on gadding about the wastes. I'm not the one that makes us clamber around Technus-infested ancient vaults or go charging off to New Vegas on missions of ill-conceived revenge. And have we forgotten who got us shot in the head and buried in a shallow grave? Do you think I enjoyed that little moment?
Of course you're responsible, you're my brain!
I most certainly am not. I'm the seat of all reason and logic in our little partnership. All those feelings that motivate you, that sense of righteousness and that rush you get when you help someone, do you know where those come from? Glands. They come from glands. Free of the tyranny of your ape-like and primitive endocrine system, I can see how foolish your motives are.
But you're the source of most of those glands, unless you're arguing that my thyroid's to blame.
Well, look, it's all a very complex...
I outsmarted my own brain!
And other things I wouldn't expect you to understand.
Admit it, just as glandular as I am.
Oh, all right. Perhaps I am, but at least I'm logical about it.
So don't you want to be reunited? I should be happy to get back into my head.
I'm not going to lie to you. The prospect is definitely not that appealing. Look at it from my perspective. Here I have peace, quiet, and safety. Well, barring the odd rogue scorpion. In your head, I've got poison, radiation, grisly injuries, and biological functions. Do you know how much more you can get done when you're not constantly looking for places to urinate? It's quite a lot, I can tell you.
What about the good things? What a cool breeze on your cheek, the smell of food, love.
Overrated biological feedback. Believe me, you only feel that way because you've got all that meat. Oozing hormones.
Isn't it just as true that you only feel this way because you're lacking those hormones?
I suppose you're right. That does call certain assumptions into question, doesn't it?
So we're at an impasse. You can't feel what I feel, and I can't think the way you think.
Indeed. Quite the conundrum. How do you suppose we resolve it?
I think we have to trust each other and acknowledge that we aren't complete if we're separated.
I suppose there might be some advantage to that, yes. There's a chance that the reintegration would create some improved synergy between us.
So what do you say, brain? Join me for some wild adventures?
Well, I suppose you've convinced me well enough. I'll rejoin your body if that's your final decision. Unfortunately, before we get to that stage of the proceedings, we have a problem.
Why am I not surprised?
Even if I could settle myself back in your skull and reconnect all those pesky nerve endings, Dr. Mobius doesn't have the tools here. We would have to make use of Dr. Klein's lab, and I rather doubt the brains are inclined to share.
They promised to put us back together once they did what they wanted.
And you believe them? Really? I know you were recently deprived of my fabulous advice, but... Really?
It's okay,
Once I'm delivered into their clutches, they'll find a way past the radar fence and the whole Mojave will be their playground. And that is assuming, of course, that one of them doesn't take a fancy to our body and decide to slip his own brain into it instead.
You're part of me. I know you don't want to let that happen any more than I do.
Well, I suppose I do miss those endorphin rushes when we save the day. All right, what's the plan?
If the think tank won't hold up their bargain, we'll make them. Let's go.
Right. Look out, think tank. This brain is coming out of its jar. I suppose now that we're reunited, you'll want to fill your torso up with those other meaty parts the think tank took from us. Personally, I think your upgrades are quite a bit better. But now that I'm with you, the Sync's autodock can plug them back in no problem. Right then, off we go. Klein will be in for a nasty shock when he realizes the pacification field won't work on a mind and body reunited.
I gotta see this. Yep, I'm carrying my brain. No, I actually kind of grown to like you. Alrighty. Well, we got our brain back. And I'd wager we aren't going to be pestered by fucking robo-scorpions anymore either. So hey, that's a bonus. Let's get the fuck out of here. Wait, what's that? The turret? Yeah, it's gotta be the turret. I will say, this suit does look pretty cool. I mean, not as cool as power armor, but as you saw, my power armor is pretty much in completely and utterly wrecked shape. That's okay. Once we're done here, we'll sell our last gold bars and buy a bunch of metal armor and go and get the power armor from the Brotherhood of Steel and get it fixed up and we'll be alright. So, I am carrying my brain in a jar. This strikes me as quite a bit ridiculous, to be perfectly honest, but what the hell. So let's go to the sink. See if we can't get the auto dock to help us out a bit. Oh, I got a present for you.
Oh, please, please tell me you brought me some coffee cups.
Here you go.
Oh, sweet, sweet fulfillment. I'll break these down for you just as fast as I can.
Process. Underglue. Empty syringes. Yay. Yeah, what the hell? Brock flower and Xander root. What? No! I want to make a stim pack. Oh, wait. I need a workbench to do that, right? Yes. Cool. So, I see the plants that I took so much effort to get growing haven't started growing yet, you useless shit. You gonna get them growing yet?
Well, hell.
What do you mean? I gave you all the seeds.
It's the miracle of life, baby. I can also break them down for you, if you're... Yeah.
Oh. Okay, so it's only clone stuff, so I have to bring in plants and convert them into plants. Retarded!
Well,
Convert all my plant matter. Did I pick anything else up? No. And you, I got a clipboard for you.
Greetings, citizen.
Here you go.
Fantastic, citizen. Just input your quantity of seditious material on my interface, and in no time at all, I'll have you a beautiful, clean book. Won't that keep you happy and docile, citizen?
Not really. That's what I get for it. Duct tape. Scrap metal. Waste of time! Drop all of that shit. And that. What's that? Huh. Where did I get that? Oh wow, I'm actually, yeah, that's so annoying. I spent a buttload of money on those and I can't even use them because I upgraded.
Might I be of service?
Yeah, let's sell that shit back to you. Fuck it. Waste of money. Yeah, you don't really have much in the way of ammunition, do you? No, you don't. I've pretty much bought everything that you have that's useful. Shame I can't use the combat armor to fix up my... Oh yeah, that's right, I was going to sell that.
Might I be of service?
Oh wait, and I was going to sell... Critical hit frenzy, energy weapons -5, perception -2. Oh, that's right, and I forgot I picked that one up. That's awesome. And that. Yeah, I'm just gonna sell that. I'm not broke anymore! Wait, shouldn't my caps... Wait, I just sold you a...
Might I be of service?
Did I not get... My caps and...
Might I be of service, sir?
Wait, what just happened? Wasn't I owed like 11,000 caps there, and I didn't get any of it?! Motherfucker!
Leg bones connected to purple. You require some additional...
Angry I am right now. Put my
Rightly so.
fucking brain back in. No, I want my brain back in. I'm fine with leaving the heart and spine out. I want my brain. Well, what are the perks with that anyway? Stats. Perks. Reduce chem addiction, shock and body damage. Yeah, see, brain I want back. What's the other stuff? Heartless. Cannot be poisoned. Less crits? Yeah. Heartless. We're leaving the heart out. Torso can no longer be crippled, strength, and... yeah. I don't want my heart or my spine back, but I do want my brain back, which I guess can only be done when I come in here. Kick some ass! Notice. Pacification field's not working, douchebag.
The lobotomite returns. Our lobotomite. Has Dr. Mobius been denominated into scrap metal and voice module parts, as we hoped?
Found my brain. Now you and I are gonna settle things.
I recommend watching your tone with me, lobotomite. Now, your brain. Hand it over, or we'll extract it again.
No, we're gonna have a discussion here.
And what could we possibly have to speak about? You have the brain, we have the technology. All you must do is surrender. With it, we can finally leave this place. I cannot tell you how boring this place gets, chopping up the landscape and everything in it. And we have so many questions to ask your brain first. About this Mojave place. A fertile testing ground for our experiments.
You think I am the lobotomite? No, for my skull houses the brain of Mobius!
That is the most insane thing I've ever heard. There's no way Mobius would condescend to step inside you. Besides, there's no way such a thing could be accomplished. It's impossible.
Oh, nothing is impossible for science! Mesons, lasers, atoms, brainwaves are all at my command!
You speak the truth. And the decibel variation in your voice, it is Mobius. How dare you breach the think tank? And what do you want here?
I offer you a deal. Stay here, stay put, and I'll let you live.
That's no deal at all. There's a whole world beyond the crater, filled with ideas and possibilities. We could have escaped, seen it all for ourselves, tested it, prodded at it, made it squirm.
I will permit you to do this for me!
Partner with you? My foe? My rival? My foremost critic? I have a strange sensation that I would like that. How odd. Very well, partner. The think tank is at your service as long as you do not destroy us.
I think we're done. Oh, come on, be honest. Was that Dr. Mobius impression, was it too over the top? Was it awful? Was it okay? Let me know. Seriously. Because that was a lot of fun.
As it had been in the years before the Great War, Big Mountain, the Big Empty, became home to one of the brightest minds of the 23rd century. The courier watched over the Big Empty for years to come, caring for it and keeping its discoveries safe until they were needed to help others. Which had always been Big Mountain's purpose. Past the laboratories and science, it had always been intended as a place to build the future of all mankind.
The courier had scoured much of the Big Empty, although secrets still remained in the crater's depths. Perhaps that was for the best, however. Curiosity, while sometimes rewarded for its efforts, often proves to be equally dangerous.
I can come back.
Dr. Mobius continued his research undisturbed in the Forbidden Zone. As much as he had attempted to create better scorpions, he tried the same with humanity, with considerably less success. These failures didn't bother him overmuch. Once the rush of mentats wore off, he forgot he had failed in any event. After all, the bright young mind who had come to visit him in the Forbidden Zone had already exceeded his expectations.
The sink atop the dome bustled with the voices of a small town, constantly chirping, arguing, and snarling at each other. Still, this all happened productively in the interests of its new owner. The Sync Central Intelligence Unit discovered, despite its inversion code, it was comforted by the sense of community the other personalities gave it.
The Biological Research Station, obsessed with seeding everything in sight, requested a transfer to the X-22 Botanical Garden, so that it might, in its own words, sensually fertilize the garden's smooth contours. The garden sent back a polite refusal, saying it had prior commitments with a vault it had helped infect before the war.
The book chute continued to devour all seditious materials until it nearly choked on a paperclip. It adamantly maintained it was a Chinese paperclip, and the whole thing had been an elaborately orchestrated assassination attempt. Whatever the reason, it slowed down for a while, carefully appraising each document and clipboard that came to it.
The light switches continued to bicker and flicker.
This persisted until the day someone dropped a flashlight in the sink, and the two of them united in their hatred of the showboat.
The sink continued to ruthlessly scrub any particulate matter that came near it. Eventually, it gained access to the magneto-hydraulics plant and nearly flooded all the Big Empty in an attempt to scrub the crater clean.
The toaster continued its psychotic spree, reducing all appliances in range to scrap electronics and spare parts. After one of its more psychotic episodes, however, the other Sync personalities decided enough was enough, and dumped the toaster in a bathtub. Sparking and hissing, the toaster swore its enemies would rue the day when they had bread and no way to toast it.
Muggy did his best to collect coffee cups, although in his quest, he accidentally trapped himself in Higgs Village. It might have been the end for poor Muggy. Except, he found it peaceful there, tidying up the kitchens of the think tank professors back when they had been flesh and bone. Well, except for Dr. O, who was an asshole for having created Muggy in the first place. Muggy left O's house deliberately dirty, punishing the dishes and cups that lived there in blind revenge for serving Dr. O.
Blind old Jefferson, with sounds the courier brought him, created a symphonic counter-frequency that saved Big Mountain from sonic invasion in 2910.
Wow.
If you didn't hear about it, good. It was rumored by the other personalities that he had a brief fling with the light switches. Although he forgot their names much too often and was soon left in the dark as punishment.
Autodoc, always gentle and methodical, kept sewing up the courier in all the right places when the skin split open from repeated wear and tear. The Autodoc was just glad to have purpose again. It heard its simpler brothers and sisters who got shipped to the Sierra Madre bored out of their skulls in that toxic dead city. In time, the Autodoc found a way to deactivate the Y-17 trauma harnesses, releasing the corpses they had held prisoner for almost 200 years.
Nice.
As the courier ran through the X-8 facility multiple times, the computers analyzed the test subject's movements. Rather than performing a superficial observation, They realized the subject barely knew what communism was, or even what a high school was. This confused them for a time, until the facility finally realized that its research had succeeded. So it let its cyber dogs out into the wastes to help protect small communities from physical aggression rather than communist propaganda.
Oh, that's something.
The infiltration program in X-13 felt spent, having repeatedly upgraded the stealth suit until it could upgrade it no more. It felt warm, fulfilled, and a bit sluggish. It realized not long after the stealth suit had left it without so much as a note on the nightstand. So the infiltration program sent out robo-brains into the wastes, looking for its wayward technology. It eventually found Repcon HQ and set up a new research center, testing and murdering fiends who kept breaking into the facility.
The courier, organs intact, continued onwards, a little less heavy of step, but with all the organs in the right places, as they should be.
Bullshit!
After all, brains can develop a life of their own when left to their own thoughts, and the courier's brain was more clever than most.
Dr. Klein and the think tank remained alive, unaware of the world outside. They looped through their daily routine, none the wiser about the world beyond, although perhaps wiser was the wrong word. The world outside belonged to the courier, and if anyone would shape it, well, the courier had already called dibs.
There is an expression in the wasteland, old world blues.
It refers to those so obsessed with the past they can't see the present, much less the future, for what it is.
They stare into the what was, eyes like pilot lights, guttering and spent, as the realities of their world continue on around them.
Science is a long, steady progression into the future. What may seem a sudden event often isn't felt for years, even centuries to come.
In the times following the Second Battle of Hoover Dam, however, Old World Blues took on a new meaning.
Where once it was viewed as a form of sadness, nostalgia, it became an expression describing the potential for the future.
It can be easy to see science as evil, technology unchecked as the source of all ills, all misfortunes.
With the courier at the helm, science became a beacon for the future. There was old world blues, and new world hope. And hope ruled the day at Big Mountain.
We could say more, but the stories in the Big Empty speak for themselves. Now armed with the transportal Ponder, the courier could return to the dome at any time and crack open the secrets of the Big Empty one by one. The Sink sat vigilant, waiting for its master to return, shoes covered in Mojave dust. Only one road yet remained, and it was one the courier had to walk alone.
Isn't it called Lonesome Road? Isn't that what I remember people telling me? Big brain. Brain is back in your body, but some of the advanced technologies remain. Your head still cannot be crippled, and you're only 10% more addiction to it. This is now surprisingly your damage threshold has improved by 10%. Where the Big Mountain Transporter Plunder is capable of transporting you and you alone between the Mojave Wasteland and Big Mountain. To return to the Mojave, or go back to Big Mountain from the Mojave, simply equip the Transporter Plunder as you would any weapon. Pull the trigger and away you go. Note that it won't work in interiors or in combat situations and is totally incapable of harming your enemies. And I hit level 45 just the right time. And we're at the level cap again.
If Sir would press Sir's final area against my primary instrument panel, I might vibrate at a soothing frequency. Might I be safe in the assumption that matters with the think tank have been satisfactorily computed vis-à-vis your residence in this domicile?
I still hate you. You owed me like 11,000 fucking cabs and didn't give it to me. I'm a man! Get the fuck out of here. Oh, I'm inside. Get the fuck out of here! This has been your Funky Onky with Let's Play Fallout New Vegas DLC Old World Blues Blind. I like this character. I think I'm gonna hang on to the character and not actually complete the game with this character on screen until after the final DLC is released. So stay tuned for that. It will be happening as soon as it's released. And what can I say except hope you'll see me next time.